Hey there, everybody. Welcome. We're doing another throwback Foodie Beauty session. Won't be live until tomorrow. Okay, well, cool. It seems her hubby, Salah, might be taking some of my advice. He's been streaming on his gaming channel. It's been picking up some pace. If you've been checking it out, you've been checking it out. But hey, whatever they're doing, and we all gotta survive somehow, right? Um, so what are we gonna do? So we're gonna do this throwback. This one is from March 11th, 2020. 3 years plus 1 month, so 37 months ago is when this was. We're gonna get straight into it. Welcome everybody. Vanny Joe, Backshots, Timberly, Lindsay, Mary, thanks for mudding. Timberly, thanks for mudding. Hey, the Backshots. Edna online, welcome. Pause and pose. Lucy, hey there. Yummy, how you doing? Welcome, Kelly Wade, Nicole E. I a person. Someone sent me the clip where when Sella was doing the shisha. When was that? Was that like 2 nights ago? And he said he was like 11, 12 when his mom passed away, unfortunately. And then literally we watched the vlog. Oh yeah, it was 4 nights ago when she was doing shisha, and then he partook in this shisha as well. And then all of a sudden he's 15. I'm not sure how much you guys want to hold him to that, a discrepancy of a couple years, but most people would think he'd remember when his mom passed away. Hey, Fish, what's up? You're missing this. It's all good, Fish. Positive vibes all around to all the people watching the replay and those in the chat right now. Hey, Peach Cobbler. We got Mary AR. What's up? How you doing? R. Brownstein, welcome. You think he's slow? I do think so. Like repeatedly he's shown us where he'll point out super obvious things, like point out the colors of like the painted tiles on the floor when he was at what park was that called? Halawi Park? I can't remember what it was called, like Halawi. I think it was Halawi, right? Or was it Halwani? I don't know, whatever park that they went to. But yeah, we've seen just instant after instant of him really saying completely obvious things, like pointing out like the names of animals, saying things like colors and whatnot. But hey, you know what? Let me get into this throwback. Let's not press on such matters. Yes, please leave a comment and smash that like, as Mary says. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, he did it with the animals and the nature place. He did. Like we've seen it. Replay crew. Yes, exactly. Replay crew. Let's go. Let's go. So once again, this is called. Let me make sure I get it right. This is from March the 11th, 2020. Fried bologna sandwiches and chips mukbang. So here we go.
Beauties?
Back when she used to cook, remember she's at BB. It's not April yet, so she's not at the luxury villa. Wow, 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 look at that. Really preparing a meal.
Hey guys, hey. How are you? How are you? Welcome back to another mukbang with me, Foodie Beauty. Today I'm having a childhood favorite ever since Joe, thank you, Joe, has mentioned that he was eating bologna.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted bologna. I haven't had it in a long time. And it also triggered a story time for me. So I'm going to be talking about that. But first things first.
Okay, first things
Ice.
first. Yeah, sure.
I know that Black Hoodie always has a big cup of iceberg, as he says. So
AQZ.
I love copying that. And Fentiman's root beer. Botanically brewed Old English root beer. Fentiman sodas are pricey, but they're so worth it, guys. Oh, I love root beer.
A long time equals yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Hurry up. Anyways, you get the idea. I'll take a sip whenever it's... Maybe you have to pour it like an actual beer, like on a tilt. I don't know. All right, guys. So I have thick cut bologna sandwiches at the...
Yeah, those are huge. Those are like double bologna sandwiches. Not just, well, actually, what she's doing is she's putting them on top of each other. Okay, I guess she could separate them. And look, she's got a pickle.
Jelly. I said, please cut it thick. And I have new nails, by the way. A lot better. I have
Oh,
a deli
yeah.
pickle. So let's give you a beauty bite of that right away. Beauty bite.
Do you like yours dry?
Mm.
Wait, I didn't say. Oh, yes, add
It's
butter
the
to the
sour
one.
dill, kosher dill one. I didn't toast the bread because I love fresh, soft bread. And just some mayo. And to go with that,
Potato chips.
storm chips. So this is all mixed in one bag. This has smoke and sweet barbecue, sea salt and vinegar, home-style ketchup, and creamy dill all in one bag. They're good.
Lovely. Bologna tastes like bologna. How can we describe bologna?
They are really, really good, you guys. All right. Let's try this root beer.
Okay, you know what?
It's a bit of
We'll
fun.
describe it like this. Bologna tastes like hot dogs. Even though they aren't made of the same things and they're not in the same ratios. If I'm gonna describe bologna as anything, I would say hot dogs. Tell me I'm right or tell me I'm wrong.
Ooh, that's so good.
All right, thanks. Pause and pose.
All right, guys. Let's give you a beauty bite of this first sandwich here. Hi, Sam. Beauty bite.
Thanks, Steffi B. And we got the glitter.
I say shh, shh, shh. Beauty bite of a chip.
Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. Yes. Juice WRLD 666. No, it's not 666. It's 999. What the hell am I saying? It's who does the 666? It's Trippie Redd does 666. All right, Juice WRLD unfortunately passed away December 8th, 2019. But you know what? We're always gonna celebrate Juice WRLD around here. It was one of my favorite artists. I was so sad when he passed away. It's been since 2019, but I will not forget it.
So, story time.
Sometimes I get it mixed up. It's Trippie Redd that does 666. I think there's somebody else who does 666. What's that lady, the rapper? Oh, MG. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna get it. But she does 666 as well.
Yeah, it's just from the past because my life now, kind of boring. So this happened, like, basically, cold cuts, but bologna in particular, reminds me of this girl my mom used to force me to hang out with. Like a pity hangout. When I was a kid. She lived on my street.
Okay.
And I called her the bologna beater.
Why?
Mm.
Is it possible for her to eat without moaning? It is, but she really enjoys these sandwiches. So let's hear about this bologna
You're probably
beater.
thinking that's a weird nickname. Well, it's pretty self explanatory. She used to literally beat her cold cuts. She was like,
Huh?
I don't know why she did that, but I guess my mom felt bad for her. She didn't have any friends on the block.
Yeah, who beats their cold cuts? Except for Pete's. Pete's is the only person I know that beats his cold cuts.
And my mom was good friends with her mom.
And his cold cuts is not even a cut. And it's not even cold. Well, maybe it's cold sometimes. Call it chili cuts. Pete's beats his chili cuts, not his cold cuts.
And they didn't have a lot of money. So I'm glad that my mom helped her out that way because, like, she would have them over for dinner a lot or always be, like, feeding my friends, which is nice. And but I was like, I remember one time to my mom, I'm like, we'll call her, I don't know, I can't think of anything. Rosalie.
All right,
She's like,
so
Rosalie is coming over for dinner.
so in essence, we're shaming somebody for not having for their family not having the means to provide much for them. I hate that crap. I really do. Like my family used to be really good. Whenever we had anything, anybody could come over and ask to eat. Because that's the least you could and should do for your community. Shouldn't be shaming people, somebody because, their mother and father can't feed them that well. So they come over to your house for a meal. That's the least you could do as a community. Funny thing, I was out last night and somebody I met is actually from Cornwall. They're like, "Yeah, I'm from Cornwall, but I moved to Kingston for a while, then Montreal, and then back to Kingston." But they're like, "Yeah, I got the hell out of Cornwall."
And I was like, can't you just give them money for supper so she
Facts,
doesn't have to
FUB.
go? I know that's mean, but
Right,
this girl
Timberly?
was bad luck. Every time she was around, something would happen. Like years later, because she lived on my street for quite a while. When we went away to Florida, I had a pet newt Iggy and a hamster Chip.
Oh.
A hamster named Chip.
But when did she go to Florida again? She went to Florida. She went to Florida to see her grandfather, but she only went once. Can anybody remember when that was? Circa what? Wasn't she still like a teenager at that time? Hey Bimbo, what's up? Am I rethinking my move? I'm thinking I need to find a place where it's comfortable living. If that still is going to be Cornwall, then why not?
I got for my birthday. I told you guys about Chip. Her and her mom were watching my pets.
Mm-hmm.
I came back and both were dead.
Oh, so it was that person who did it? What? Wait a second.
I was so mad. I blamed it on her. I don't know. Maybe it
Faction
wasn't
crack.
her fault. Probably not. But I took one of Chip's whiskers as a souvenir, and dumb me, I put it in a clear jar. And his whiskers clear, so I lost it. My only memory of him.
OMG. So we have now
And
Harry,
then
but we had Chet before. And so what you pulled a whisker out of your dead hamster and put it in a clear jar? Is that what she is literally saying? Okay. Hey Leonie, what's up?
one time we were playing Barbies. I just got a new Hollywood Barbie. Had like cowboy boots, These really cool Barbie cowboy boots.
Right, Bimbo? You're thinking the same thing. I'm like, so you're literally saying you pulled out a whisker out of your dead hamster's body and put it in a clear jar. Gotcha.
And my mom was like, let her play with your new Barbie, because we got in a fight. I'm like, no, you're not playing with my new Barbie. So she told on me, my own mother. My mother made me let her play with it. Sure enough, by the end of the playtime,
Hey, Georgia girl.
she lost one of my Barbie boots.
Is it really lost if you guys are still in the house? It's just misplaced. Not technically lost, just misplaced.
There was always something. And she was always throwing a tantrum, like a screaming tantrum. Like one day she was looking out the window at my place, and she went to get up, and she hit her head. Maybe, I don't know. It didn't look like she hit it hard, but she smacked her head. She started holding her head and screaming and wailing and like running around the apartment. She ended up being okay, but she's the one who peed on my Albert doll that my uncle got for me. He was
What?
in the military, and when he came back, he had this cool puppet for me, and she slept over him. And she ended up wetting the bed because she wets the bed.
Okay.
She ended up peeing all over him, and I had to throw him out. I was so mad.
Hey, Bad Wings, what's up?
So at first, anyway, that's a bit of backstory. She lived up the street from me. And a lot of the time, her mother would watch me, like babysit me or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So that's why your mom would invite her over.
I first
Quid pro quo.
experienced her slapping her cold cuts when I went over there one time.
So Foodie Beauty is saying she's a cold cut slapper. Hey,
And she
Puggy.
was like, I had spent the night. My mom was going to come get me, like, I think around supper time that day. And she was like, what do you want for lunch? I'm like, well, what do you have? She looks in her fridge. She's like, we have some summer sausage. And I'm like, oh, I like summer. I like summer sausage.
Alright, if you guys don't know what a summer sausage is, it's actually an American term. I guess we use it in Canada as well for any sausage that can be kept without refrigeration until opened. So, summer sausages are usually a mixture of pork, but may be made of or contain other meats such as beef or venison. But usually it's pork. And yeah, it doesn't need to be refrigerated. Who would remember those details? Of course, Foodie Beauty would.
We decided to toast the bread. As she's getting the summer sausage out of the package, I don't know, she got like this burst of excitement. She held the summer sausage and was like, like smacked it. And she did that. Like, at my house too, one time we were making bologna sandwiches, and we had bologna sandwiches quite often. It was easy to make. Bologna sandwiches and chips.
Cool.
We'd be making it. And before she put her piece on her bread, she would do that. She would hold it up and like smack her bologna.
I would offer. Would you to kids? Did she make this gross
Now,
sandwich?
I told my best friend everything on the block.
Yeah, she did make this sandwich that she's eating right now. She placed some chips down. We got some pickles here.
My best friend, I had a couple best friends that lived on my street. None of them went to the same school as me. So I had like best friend in school, best friend on the street. Chips are so good.
I bet they are.
Of course, I told my best friend.
Wait a second. Is this a wig that she has on? It looks really nice. I think it is. I think, yeah, she bought wigs before this and she's wearing one of them. That's why it looks so nice and healthy.
And that's when between the two of us we came up with the name Bologna Beater.
Facts and good old days, if you want to call it that.
Of course, nowadays I have more compassion for her. When I look
You don't think this is a wig? Ah, okay. We can put it to a vote. Is this a wig or not?
back on her situation,
Is the positioning the way it's positioned because she just doesn't want to show the seams of the wig? Or do you think, yeah, if we see the top, we would be able to tell, but I'm thinking she positioned it exactly like this, so we won't be able to tell. But I could have sworn we did a throwback when she was unboxing the wigs. When was that? Like 2 days ago, and we had BB in the background, like $50 for a wig, $50, and I'm like, BB doesn't know like wigs can cost hundreds to thousands of dollars. In fact, you have like the top stars, Beyonce, Cardi B. Their wigs are like $60,000 easily, $100,000. So that it looks great, it looks flawless, it looks natural. But we're gonna do a vote. Was this before this or after? This is at BB's after she bought the wigs from Amazon.
because they had a rough time. Like they were really struggling financially. And my mom did whatever she could.
This is her here. Okay, we'll do the vote. Uh,
Give them food, have them over to eat. She would just clean out my room and give her stuff without my permission, but usually didn't care. I mean, back then when I was younger, I didn't really understand that. But now looking back, like there were many times like when I was a kid, and we didn't have a lot, but my mom
think it's her here.
did her everything she could to make it seem like we had stuff, you know?
It looks greasy, kind of greasy to be a wig. Well, she does grease up her wigs. We see her here, playing with her hair while handling food.
And she was a single parent for a while. She struggled. She went back to college. But when I was getting older, I would think back of incidents like I didn't understand as a kid. Like one time I went to a wedding with them because her mom was watching me.
You think it's hers?
And when we came back, Rosalie, was that the name we gave her? Rosalie's older sister and her older brother, were fighting over who gets to eat the last can of Alphagetti. And I didn't understand, that they didn't have much to eat.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully now she does. You're lost in this story.
So
She's all over the place. So she basically is saying that this girl that used to come over was poor, and that her mom had to feed this girl, and that the girl's mom would babysit her. That's basically the story. And she got the name Bologna Beater because she used to beat her bologna in the bologna sandwich. Okay.
I told my mom about it. And then she ended up giving them like some food.
Yeah, she's talking about the bologna beater still.
But as a kid, I didn't like hanging out with her because
You're
she
welcome,
was always
Edna.
like bad luck.
Uh, so a lot of people can say that about her. Bad luck and a lot of things.
And
Hey, Sasha.
hi, Sam. Baby boy. Also, she smacked her cold cuts.
Bimbo says, sounds like she resents this girl for getting attention from her mom. Lol. Yeah. Like, what is the point of the story? Okay, so she was a baloney beater. It's not like this juicy story. Like, I feel sad for the girl.
I know, it's weird, eh, Sam?
That she was just trying to get something to eat and then she gets belittled. Come on, Ed. This is not even. This is a sad story.
That honestly sounds like something I would do, though, isn't it? So. Mm. More chips.
Yeah,
Don't
pretty
judge me. I'm
much.
having blackberries and coconut water the rest of the night.
Pretty much, Bimbo.
Honestly, that's what I've been doing for the past little while. Anyway.
True, Janine.
Making sure I have like healthy food for one meal and then, or like not even a whole meal, but just like, excuse me. And then a big meal, usually my video for you guys or with you guys is just a eat whatever I want kind of thing. And then I stop eating.
You get full on half a
And
sandwich.
I don't eat again for like.
Yeah, she has chips, 2 slices of pickles, and 2 sandwiches cut in half with big, thick slices of bologna, fried.
A minimum of 16 hours, usually. Sometimes it depends, but I take a day per day basis and go by that. Sam is chonky. Sam, you have to see this. I'll show you after.
Sure.
Sam, you're chonky. And after a while, like after this big meal, I'll start, that hunger feeling will start to come back, and I'm like, ah, yes, the hunger feeling.
Yeah, I hope Sam is okay. We haven't had an update from Sam in a while. I know that BBJ is fine, but Sam I sometimes worry about. But I do think he's just in a way better place than he would have been if he stuck with Foodie
Because I
Beauty.
know that's when the intermittent fasting is working. I don't know what that was.
And she's tried many things. One of them was intermittent fasting, water fasting. What else? Vegan. Um, mindfulness when it comes to eating. So many diets, so many trends, so many things.
Maybe if I tried smacking my bologna, I would understand why she did
Yeah, that's totally a shrink wrap.
it. They're doing. They had some bad luck, but as they grew up more, their mom met. Um, their mom got remarried um, to somebody wonderful. They all ended up uh, finding somebody. They have really good lives right now,
Which is good. I'm happy for them.
so I'm happy for them. You know,
Hey, Ermagerd.
I did apologize to her a while back. I saw her once. She was um, she was pregnant, and I we had a mutual friend. I guess I ended up at her house one day. I was like, I'm so sorry if I was ever a bitch to you as a kid. Because as you get older, you realize
Yeah, you grew up, you mature.
maybe she was like that because of her upbringing, you know? And here I am just like, you lost my Barbie boo. Oh,
Can I say this story kind of? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so she lost her Bobby boot as a child, and that is because of her upbringing. That don't make no sense. She's a kid. Of course, you're gonna lose things as a kid. Shit, there's teenagers that still lose things all the time. There's adults that constantly lose things.
you're chunky, Sam.
Hey, tropical fish.
Speaking of chunky, this bologna is. Mm, it's so good. I don't want to stop eating it.
Sure, foodie didn't mature in many ways.
Mm,
You eat once a day. Great, that's working out for you, Puggy. Yeah, there really isn't a storyline.
okay. Don't move. I want them to see how chunky you are.
I,
Okay, guys, stay tuned for a clip of Chunky Sam.
all right, so pretty much the story was a non-story. She just pretty much shamed a friend that she already apologized to about shaming her. So not only did she shame her at first when they were kids, grew up, figured out it was wrong to be saying or doing all those things, calling her cold cuts, and then now you reshamed her. I feel sorry for this poor woman now because she's a mature woman. But as a kid, hey, there's some families who just don't have much stuff, and my family members would always be willing and open to help out anybody and anybody that would come by. There's many times that we had people at our dinner tables willing to feed somebody just for the goodness of the whole community and as a whole. Because there's a lot of merits to keeping your community as a cohesive unit. It does help you out in the long run. We can list a lot of examples, but hey, this is a Foodie Beauty stream.
No! Ah, he got down. All right, guys.
All right, let me end this vote on the wig. So 3/5 of you think it's her real hair. Okay, we'll go with that.
I'm done. That was really good. I've been craving that. I only got like 2 slices of bologna. I didn't get like any more than that. I was like, 2 thick slices, please. Because I don't eat that like on a regular basis. You know, cold cuts. Probably shouldn't. So, once in a while. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next video. Bye, guys.
Sam,
Oh, she ate it all. She
You're
did, right? Let me confirm. Yeah, it's pretty much all gone. Well, she's a eater.
you're chunky.
Oh, how cute.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Look at
Look how
him.
chunky you are. What's going on? No more churu. No, I'm gonna have to tell somebody. Hi, big boy. Hi, big boys. Hi, big boys. Ooh. Yeah. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. You're a big boy. Yeah.
Of course. I'm glad Sam's somewhere better. Alright, we're gonna watch another one. We're gonna do something else.
I usually leave that little dish of cat food out. Maybe I shouldn't, but I measure it out so that he's actually like, he looks chunky, but he's
Fur.
actually just got a lot of fur. The
Mm-hmm.
vet said he's a bigger breed. His breed is, he's a big cat, so he weighs a bit more. But I think he's like 12 or 13 pounds. But I just like, I measure their wet food, and then they get half a can each. And then I, measure out some crunchies for them to eat throughout the day, which they do. And then that's it. Right, Sammy? With your pink little nose? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Say bye. Say bye, Sam. Everybody loves you, Beezer. Yes, you're Bee. You're a big boy.
Speaking of cats, Martha and Lola are okay. They're fed. Dinner time is always 5 p.m. EST here at this house. So I think Martha is somewhere nice and warm and cozy. Lola is probably on her couch that she typically uses. She also has her own ottoman and her own pillow that she fluffs. It's super cute when she fluffs the pillow. Should see her.
Okay, bye.
All right, that is it. We're gonna go do another one. This is from March 16th, 2021. Foodie Beauty does pad thai and crunchy spring rolls mukbang. This is also another story time. So let's get into this one and see. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna do this to completion. So here is another one. Let's go.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Well, guys, the minute I start to work on anything, in this case, making a list of household needs that I'll need to buy for the new apartment, they kind of just sit on everything. And I'm working on my schedule here, my calendar, and I can't do that right now because cats. I quietly tried to take my calendar out. I swear, as soon as they hear the pen and they know I'm doing something,
Even if they're sleeping, they come and sit on it.
One thing I will say with this, at this point in time, March the 16th, she knew she was going to move to the luxury villa because before then she did speak about looking around with Pete's for the place, and they moved into the villa 2 weeks later. So that's what she's saying. She's making a list. I'm sure she's not checking it twice. We got Martha here supervising me. I'm sure you heard your meowing. She loves coming in to this room here. I'm making sure that her dad's okay. All right, let's
They
continue.
don't like me planning my life for some reason. What's going on, guys? What is this? It's BS.
They're cats.
Total BS.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. More like sleeping like a log. Hi guys! Hi guys, hi. Hi guys, hi. I am hyper today.
Wow.
You're gonna get it.
That's a lot of food.
Welcome back to another video. So, let me just put my hair back. Today, I have for you, I didn't know what to call this. I didn't know if it was some kind of like, it's Vietnam Palace. They make Vietnamese food and they make Thai food because I think pad Thai is Vietnamese, is Thai. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but so anyways, to drink, ice water.
Marie, you know exactly the drill. How many calendars and planners has she bought and never wrote in? She's pulling an Amberline. Amberline does the same thing. Calendars, planners. They may be writing it once, twice, or just never, and then that is it. They just move on. So many calendars, so much waste of money.
My fave.
And you know, Foodie Beauty loves the dips. You see dips here.
I have some shrimp,
Some shrimp.
spring rolls with some kind of sauce. Smells good. I have shrimp pad Thai. Yum, one of my favorites. I have some salad rolls with grilled chicken. So this is just wrapped in rice paper. It has rice noodles, mint, cilantro, lettuce, grilled chicken. And instead of peanut sauce, they gave me, I think, fish sauce. And
Cool.
the main reason I love salad rolls is because of the peanut sauce. So I'm kind of sad, but whatever. And I have sriracha for my delicious pad Thai here. All right. Oh, and I have a grilled chicken skewer. Ooh, I'm going to try a bite of this right now. I'm so hungry. You know the deal.
Oh, Puggy, are you in Australia or New Zealand? So you're going to celebrate Anzac Day for the 25th of April?
Beauty, beauty, beauty.
All right, here we go.
Grilled chicken. They're so chewy.
Sure. Yes.
Yep.
We see it. We notice. She'll call and get it for free. That's been going around a lot. Did she actually used to do that quite often or more often than normal? Like she'll call in about the food? Yes, respect to the military.
There's shrimp in it. Oh, this sauce is good. So,
Foodie's
I was
definitely.
going to make meatloaf.
Is it just me? I like this top. This top was good for her. It reminds me of Versace. Versace. I really like this top though. I like the outfits that she used to wear before. I like them. Well, some of them, not like the ham pink ones, but this one was really nice. The last outfit in the last throwback was okay.
It's been defrosting in the fridge, I swear, for like 2 days. It was still frozen. The meat I wanted to use. So stupid me. I put it on the counter to defrost quicker. No, you're not supposed to, but I do that a lot when I want it to defrost quickly.
She called a cold shoulder top. Okay. Well, it's not bad. It's not tight
I
as
forgot about
she.
it.
Okay, so that's her hair. Problem
It was
solved.
warm, so I totally can't use it. I'm mad because it's wasted, and also because it's the end of the world out there, and the meat is like non-existent in the stores. I don't know when I'll be able to make meatloaf again. Oh well. BB will have to be vegetarian. BB the vegetarian. So this is grilled chicken with like a marinade. Oh man, it's so good.
All right, can I remind everybody this was March 16th, 2020. So literally at this point in time, every news story out there, or yeah, practically all the news stations, what they will be doing at this point in time in Canada will be covering COVID. So remember, it was the middle of March, like March. If I have to go back, it was literally like the Monday after the weekend. I went to like Bowmanville, like shit just literally hit the fan, and all the news stations were talking about COVID and restrictions and this and that. So that's why she was talking about quote unquote the end of the world. Okay, so this was the 16th of March. It was the Monday. This is literally the first day of shit hitting the fan, and the Ontario government really taking COVID seriously. And there were a lot of people going to Costco and buying out all the water and the toilet paper and sanitizer. It was a mess. Complete mess. And here she is
I don't
ordering.
know what they use for the marinade, but it's so good. I mean, the chicken is so tender.
Chin's looking like a snack.
I'm in love.
Yeah, what kind of snack would Foodie Beauty be?
Anyway, so that's the meatloaf. But
Would she be crab legs,
when I made the
lobster,
meatloaf,
bologna?
it triggered a memory. I think I told you briefly about my friend's boyfriend. It's hot. Shrimp. I used up all the napkins, so.
Nice or clean?
And there's a shortage, actually.
Or you never use the napkins and you're just saying that?
So if. Well, I'm gonna use this dishcloth. It's clean. It's dry. It's clean. Anyway, I was gonna tell you guys a story.
Go ahead, Foodie.
About one of my childhood best friends, I guess.
Okay. She
She
she always brings it back to childhood, like grade school times or younger or high school. It's always
started dating this guy
all right. Gotcha.
who I'm gonna call the Meatloaf mobster because I'll tell you why. Well, first let me say
Yeah, here we go.
probably edit out some of the chewing of these because it's a long time. Let me say that I don't know if you guys had any of these types of dudes in your hometown, but my hometown, I consider it kind of like a crap hole. I mean, I know it might offend people who still live there, but
Uh-oh. It might be offending Pete's right now.
I really didn't like living there. But I like going to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Anyway, we had this group of guys when I was in high school who this is why I don't eat noodles more often on my channel. These guys thought it was like a group of white dudes.
All right, and they thought what? Facts, Marie. Wheels are returning.
Thought they were gangsters. Like, they're always getting into trouble, like on purpose. You know, they were like proud of like their criminal records or.
Wow, this story is so getting
For like
trash.
no reason. They would like, if a cop drove by, they'd be like, you know, give them the finger and be like, F the popo. Even though the cops really never really did anything to them, really. Them personally. They were like wannabes, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it, Foodie. I know
Badass
exactly.
gangster wannabes.
Wait a second, pause. Wait a second. I have to say this. Did they happen to look like this, Foodie Beauty? Did these fine gentlemen happen to look like this? I think they maybe, yeah, they probably did. They probably look like this. Did they look like that? Like J Rock. They probably did. All right, she's totally describing J Rock right now. Totally describing J Rock. It's totally J Rock. Okay. Okay, let's go back.
And the Godfather, I'll call him that because most of the time everyone hung out at his place and he lived. There were these like housing projects, lower geared to income. They were for lower income.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in Canada, okay? I mean, my hometown is not the best, but it's not like Detroit or something. You know?
Lindsay knows what I'm talking about because Lindsay, you know about the Cornwall. They definitely would have been dressing like that. Just the way how Foodie's describing them, I'm like, yep, definitely a J Rock type.
But I mean, like these guys would like
Dressing back in the day, dressing like Fubu, Fat Farm, Carl Kanai, Coogee. Those were the brands back in the day.
make songs and like compare. Like they would try to rap and like compare their they called it their ghetto to like, you know, like compared it to like a Tupac song where Tupac grew up. Not even close. You know what I mean? So And also I called him the Godfather because like he thought he was like the Godfather. He thought like his little group was like a mafia. This whole group of guys just treated women like objects. Like they called them the B word. They dressed them as like their bitches and like, you know what I mean? And kept count of how many they hooked up with. Well, the Godfather guy was a bit different.
Why
Or at
was
least he
he?
became that way when he met my friend.
Why was he the Godfather? Did he like wear a certain type of hat? Like I need to understand what's the difference. Why would he be called the Godfather?
They fell in love pretty fast. I'm gonna call him the Godfather because they thought they were in a mafia and because of his voice.
Oh,
He talked like the guy, like the Godfather, like from the movie, like Marlon Brando. He would be like, I don't even know if I can do it, but hey, Chantel, you got a cigarette? Like he was like exactly. He reminded me of the slick weasel from.
that doesn't sound very Godfatherish. I was gonna break out the humming, like like.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You know the
Not,
one that's like, I'm gonna take you and your laundry out to dry.
but he's from Cornwall. Low spaghetti voice. You did not drink. Stop it.
He used to act like he was like he used to do weird things. Like we'd be all hanging out in his room, and I tagged along because that was the only time I would get to see my friend. Like she was like my best friend, whom I've seen every day.
Mm-hmm.
And since she met him, she was at his house every single day. His mom loved her. They would always just hole up in their room.
Okay.
Even at school, in high school, they would stand in the locker room area. It was called the zoo because it smelled bad. It smelled like a zoo.
Wait a second. Who was her best friend back then? Was it actually Shannon, or is she talking about somebody else?
They would be standing against her locker like the whole time. He'd be hovered over her, hands on her hips, and she'd be looking up at him, and that would be like their whole existence in high school. And I didn't have a boyfriend, so I was like, I guess I'll tag along with you guys and be the third wheel.
Well, I guess this was what, before or after Pete's? Probably before Pete's.
Whenever they wanted private time, they would banish me to the spare room, which had just a sofa.
Hey, Luann.
And I'd be sitting there all mad. Like, why do I do this? Private time. At least it wasn't too long. Minute Man! Anyway. So,
We should start a game. What story matches movie scene?
and this guy,
Hey, gal, Charlotte. I don't think I said hello. Welcome.
he was obsessed. Every time we went over, he'd be laying on his bed, smoking a cigarette, trying to like do shapes with the smoke, listening to All Eyes on Me.
All eyes on
That's what we
me.
would do.
Of course, Tupac.
Now, he was, like, honestly, he was the nicer of the bunch, and that's saying something because he wasn't very nice at times. Like, if you mess with him, he had to, like, show you, you know? So, like, sometimes we'd all be partying in his room, and, like, there's this one annoying party guy. If he was, like, acting like a bitch or whatever, they would banish him to the timeout room.
Mm-hmm.
No joke. Like, get over yourself. Oh my god. So,
Yeah, that
anyway,
throat clearing is too much.
I feel bad for this guy's mother. This guy's mother just did her thing downstairs. His room was upstairs, and she didn't really. She just let us, like, do whatever in his room, drink, smoke. He had a lot of respect for his mom, though. Like, you know, if anyone, like, don't disrespect my moms, and he'd, like, probably beat them up. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, Meatloaf reminded me of this guy because he would just, like, eat his mom's meatloaf a lot.
She loves describing people by food names: cold cuts, Pete's, meatloaf.
So every time I eat meatloaf, I do get a flashback of him eating his meatloaf and, like, talking in the Godfather voice.
Okay.
You know, she'd be cooking it and he'd be, like, in the kitchen. We'd come in and he'd be in the kitchen. She'd be chopping. She put, like, big chunks of onion like this in it. And he'd be, like, in the kitchen dancing around, like, doing this with his hands, like, oh yeah, mom's making my favorite meatloaf. And then he would bring it upstairs.
Okay.
And he had it with, like, a fork, like a caveman, and just, like...
You know who holds their fork like that? Pete's.
Just the meatloaf, that's it. Like, I think she always made, like, potatoes or something with it, like some sides, but...
Gentle Ginger says this was bad. I hate this Kuwait arc, but I think this was worse. What you mean, like the making up of stories? But yeah, you're right, Sasha. Each arc she takes a culture hostage, you know, as with Nads. It was all Egyptian food and stuff, Baba Ganoush, etc., etc., etc. With BB, it was, of course, Senegalese food, the mafe, and what else was there? There was mafe and something else, but she was all about the mafe. Then now, what is she about? Of course, Syrian food. So yeah, you're totally right, Sasha. That's exactly what's been going on. Onions like Pete's, exactly.
Man, I hated that group of guys. They were so mean. They've done some pretty messed up shit to women in the area. And to me, too. And, it's just funny. It made me think of that guy. They eventually broke up. They were so obsessed with each other. Oh my god.
You still remember the talk? Mm-hmm.
Even had, like, a little stash. Like a little mobster stash. I don't know.
What's
Mobster from, like, from the Godfather, exactly. Anyway.
Oh, you had a stash like that, really?
Oh, one day.
Interesting. Was she thinner then? I would say so, yes, Luan.
So, like, one day this new girl came to our school, okay, in high school. I became best friends with her just like that. um, she was like, he was mean. Like, I brought her to one of the parties, you know, at his place, at the Meatloaf mobster's place. And they were horrible to her. Like, people just like were so mean to her for no reason. They just like to be jerks. Like, they thought it was cool. Like, I'm not kidding.
Facts, Marie.
And the thing is, my friend was like a tough girl, and she was not taking that crap. So she openly disrespected him, and how dare you disrespect the Godfather. I had to think for a minute. How dare you disrespect the Godfather? One time in economics class, oh my god, that was the worst class.
Did somebody actually really talk like that?
Our teacher, that's the one with the teacher who was rumored to put peanut butter down there and let her dog lick it. Probably not true, but kids were mean, especially to teachers. I guess if you were a crappy teacher, like, she was so mean.
You know what? In small towns, those type of rumors are very harmful because it sticks, right? Small town, somebody starts that kind of rumor, you put peanut butter on your VJJ and have an animal lick it off. If you still live in that small town or if you go back, people are gonna keep bringing it up. I hate those small town rumors, like when people start stuff like that.
I don't know. So we're in class, we're bored. And she was like, we like sometimes drew pictures, and drew a picture of the teacher with the
Facts,
dog.
Mary. Small town, big hell.
So wrong. You get the idea. Then she drew a picture of the Meatloaf mobster guy, and I know I wear the same shirts a lot. Okay, I know, but he got this pair of pants. They were like a really good, like, I don't know if you remember back in the day, like Mavies and Silvers,
Hey,
like
Siggy.
pants, like jeans were like in. He got a pair of Silvers. I think they were Silvers. They were black, and he wore them all the time, like the whole year. I've never seen him wear anything else. Maybe he washed them every night. He probably just washed them maybe a couple times a week, whatever. But
Fun fact, they say you're actually not supposed to wash your jeans often. Some of us do wash your jeans regularly, but they say for jeans, and I did read this, I forgot if it was in a magazine or it was just like an article, but the article specifically said jeans are not supposed to be washed regularly. In fact, what you're supposed to do with your jeans is maybe wash them. One article said once a year. Other articles was like, yeah, I heard stuff like put them in a freezer, but you're not supposed to be washing them regularly. Another article says every couple of months, but yeah, you're really not supposed to wash your jeans
and it
regularly.
was kind of a jerk thing to do. But I was, we hated the guy, and
You're
I
like, hell
remember
no.
being like, we were like, if he's so badass, he's wearing the same pants all the time. Just looking for anything to like cut him down. Anyway,
They say jeans are made for that, not to be washed. Remember, jeans historically are the poor man's pants because instead of getting like a nice fabric pants, you would get jeans, which would be a rougher fabric back in the day. So they were meant for people who didn't have a lot of money. But then, of course, a lot of people started wearing jeans, and then jeans started, of course, increasing in price. And now there's a lot of jeans out there that are just as expensive or even more expensive than like a bespoke um, pants that you would get. Like, you bring your own fabric, you go to somebody who does bespoke tailoring, and it's just as expensive. There's jeans out there worth thousands of dollars.
This my good friend, who we were making fun of the mobster with, she ended up dating the mobster's one of his really close friends.
Eki, what's up?
And this trader, I guess even
I wouldn't call guys who sell weed for a couple dollars a week as mobsters. They're selling goddamn weed. Especially if and I've read the book Freakonomics, how a lot of people who these like low level dealers, when you compare the risk of what you're doing to the rewards where you're making less than minimum wage, but then the risk is you could get shanked, you could get robbed, you could get beat up, you could get unalived. It's just really not worth it. So they were probably just selling weed, and that's it back in the day. I wouldn't call that being a gangster.
him so loyal to the boss. My best friend was making fun of him, like, oh, I can't believe you hang out with that guy. He always wears the same pants. He told him. So the next day at school in the locker room, he's waiting by our locker. Like, I had my locker beside her. And he's like, yeah, what are you doing? I guess I wear the same pants, don't I? All the time, huh? And we're just like, and he was like calling us names. He's like, I'd expect better from you. Oh, right, because, you showed me so much respect in my life. Anyway, I guess maybe if, like, we'd be at a party and a dude wanted to be, like, really mean to me or...
Sarkaline says, I don't think she ever met a serious criminal except for Nads, because Nads is actually previously institutionalized a serious criminal that has had charges that have stuck, and he's going through a court case right now. But other than Nads, nobody else other than him.
Somebody was, like, picking on me. He would stop them because my friend would ask him to. And, so we're at school, and the punishment for something like this, talking smack about him, was to be spit on. No joke.
Good for you, Ziggy.
So for me, I got off easy because, again, I was, the friend of his lover, and she was like, don't you dare
take care, Irma.
Chantal, don't you dare do that.
Have a good one.
But she didn't. I guess, she was only able to make a little dent in his decision because he's like, so for you, I'm going to spit on your lock. Like the lock on my locker.
What?
I was like, whatever, But my friend, he's like, but your friend, I'm going to have to spit in her face.
Oh.
So I was like mad, and I was like, told my friend, his girlfriend, I'm like, you're going to let this happen? Like, threaten to break up with him or something.
Hey, Mushness, what's up? Long time.
Like, threaten to withhold BJs for a month. I'm sure he can't go without that. And I can tell you how many times they did it because I got banished to the room, remember? So, and, oh man, and this friend who I used to be friends with, and then drama happened, and now she's like, hates my guts, but she knows what I'm talking about with the stories, with these people. She's been through it. Oh yeah, I can't, like, I even though we don't talk anymore, I still feel bad. And it's just like, these guys like put us through so much. Anyway, so he was like, he spits. He misses her face. I can tell he's not used to being disrespected. I guess he doesn't have practice. He ends up like spitting like somewhere, I don't know, a little bit of spit So she's a tough girl. She won't take her. She doesn't care if you're the godfather or not, you know?
All right, so somebody was supposed to spit in her face, but her friend was with this guy, so the guy said he's gonna spit in her locker. But then the guy was like, for the other girl, he's gonna spit in her face. He missed, and it hit her chest. And what is she gonna do now?
She she gathers up a lot of spit, spits right back at him, and it goes all over his jacket,
Oh my god, she's a horka.
his pants. And she's like, I guess you're gonna have to wash them now, eh, bitch? Oh my god.
I don't think she's talking about Shannon. Hey CV, what's up?
I was like, yes. Anyway, whatever happened, I was like, oh, this is either gonna get a lot worse for her, or it's gonna get better. And it got better for her. Like, she stood her ground, and they didn't seem to bother her after that. Like, they sort of respected her for that. So yeah, I mean, as we got older, I think they realized how they were, and they just matured more. Like, we all matured more, not much more, but and they just got nicer, I guess. Like, I'd see them at parties and they would talk to me, and they one of them tried hitting on me, and I was like, yeah, no thanks.
Grandma's toes.
Like, I understand. Like one of them even apologized to me. Like, one of the worst ones really apologized to me and seemed really sincere because he was drunk. But I feel like, the truth comes out when you've been drinking, and I think maybe his conscience, it kind of haunted him how mean he was. And I accepted the apology, but I'll never forget. So it's not like I'm just gonna go into the room with you and and act like nothing ever happened. Like, just the fact that they ever treated women like that was so just a big turnoff to me. And I think, if anything, if there's any silver lining, or I've learned anything from that, is what I didn't want in a relationship, and that's why I went out of my way to avoid men like that.
Oops. I mean, that didn't age well within that situation. Because look how he was treating Foodie Beauty and everybody in his vicinity.
Just the very chauvinistic, abusive type of man. And I always went with softer men, like kinder men,
Like Pete's, BB. You mean nicer guys? But she likes the bad boys, though. We all know that. She loves the bad boys.
Sometimes I overpowered them in the relationship, I feel like, which I don't really like either.
See what I'm talking about? So this is exactly what everybody says. She'll be with guys like BB and Pete's who treat her well, but the whole problem is that they treat her well. So what she'll do is she'll go after the bad boys because she doesn't appreciate in her time in life guys that treat her well and are nice to her. It's like she wants that roller coaster of emotions that the bad boy brings in. And some people do go through with this where they don't appreciate, past relationships, and then they maybe meet that person later on in life and they'll apologize, like, yeah, I'm sorry I treated you like that. I didn't appreciate you being home, with me, being there for me, talking to me, providing for me, treating me with respect as something that should be appreciated rather than going for the bad boys, and people learn and then they move on. But yeah, she went and found herself nads and whatnot, and she says exactly it. She wanted the bad boy because
Overpowered them in the relationship, I feel like,
yeah, she overpowered them.
which I don't really like either, honestly. But I'm learning. I've learned a lot, like, even from my relationship, even if it didn't work out.
Yes, Martianess, pre nads.
Some things are just really important, like communication, and just, it's just Like Pete's was really, really, he's a really good guy. He would never, ever, ever treat a woman like that, you know, and BB too, like never. So I don't know. Like the Meatloaf mobster. Oh yeah, my mom's meatloaf. Oh yeah. Was very, very nice to my friend, to his girlfriend. But for me, if that was my boyfriend and if I saw how he treated other women, that would
This
be such a big turnoff for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
this didn't age well.
but hey, to each their own, I guess. Eh? Anyway, I'm like full. As you can tell, I haven't eaten anything in a few minutes, but my story time still goes on. Honestly, this was very delicious, but I wasn't in the mood for takeout. Like, I wanted to make my meatloaf. I had the pot ready to boil the mashed potatoes. I guess what I'm gonna do is try to go, because the problem is I go to the store too late. You know, you have to kind of get there right when they open so you can grab things. So I might try to go
She
super
loves the
early when the
drama.
store opens and grab like some meat.
That's not gonna happen. Once again, a reminder: this is the height of the pandemic. That's why she's saying that she has to go there early when the place opens. Of course, you have to foodie.
And maybe I have some. I haven't. I think I have enough toilet paper, but we'll see. Things are getting pretty grim out there. Like they've closed Trudeau, who's in quarantine himself because his wife, our prime minister, though his wife has been tested positive with the virus, and he's at high risk now because of that. So he's like addressing the country from his front stoop and still looking gorgeous as ever. Say what you want about his politics. I'm not here to get into that with you, but he is a gorgeous, gorgeous man. And yeah. So, but beyond that, he closed the border. Like, if you're not a permanent resident and you're not a citizen, you are not getting into Canada. So,
This is still at BB's place. This was mid March.
and he's giving like each Canadian $5,000 if they're stranded abroad and unable to get home because of this whole ordeal. And BB's sister is actually having to delay her plans to come back. So, yeah, I on the one hand, it's bittersweet because like I wanted her to come back when I was gone because I didn't want it to be awkward and have to explain like our breakup and talk about it. It would just be to me weird.
Or she didn't want to see you at all. Foodie. We know what happened with the sister. The sister and her never got along.
Kind of like somebody you see as part of the family now and like it's just over with a breakup, you know? But I also don't want him to be completely alone when I leave. You know what I mean? Like I'll feel bad. Like at least she would have been here for him, like his family. And I was like, I offered to leave him the cats, even though I didn't really want to, just until she was able to get back here. And he's like, no, it's okay. I know you love them, which is true. I don't think I could live a day without them. Be
Well, that didn't age well. You couldn't live a day without them. Let's hear that again.
which is true. I don't think I could live a day without them.
That didn't age well.
Be still, my beating heart. Anyways, I guess that's it. Just been talking a lot. Yeah, that's so Meatloaf reminded me of Meatloaf Mobster. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
And that is it. All right, smash that like button, people. Come on. The least you can do. I thought they were already moved by the start of COVID. The start of COVID for Canada was that Monday, the 16th of March, is when I remember shit hitting the fan. Because on the 14th and 15th of March, I was away, and there was stuff about it on the news, but it wasn't impacting Canada to a level. And then literally just overnight, shit hit the fan, and there were like all these close downs of places, and border closing stuff. It was just literally overnight. And I remember exactly where it was when it started, and it's like, wow, okay. So yep, that was March 16th, 2020, 2 weeks before they moved into the luxury villa. She already had the place. She made her down payment and whatnot. But yeah, you're welcome, everybody. Smash that button. Thanks for modding Mary. Thanks, Timberly. I should link to Timberly's stuff right now. Let me do that. Hey, I guess I'm gonna make a video. I guess that's what I'm gonna do later. But thank you so much, everybody. We'll keep doing these throwbacks. I'm not sure when Foodie Beauty will go back to regular live streaming. If she's gonna go back to regular live streaming, I think in time she will, or maybe she just won't, and we're gonna have to move on to other things. We'll see what happens. But what I can say is thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Let me check the live direct stuff. I gotta do this right now. Okay, done, done, and done. If you want to check out Timberly's stuff, let me put it on the screen. I'll do that right now. And, thanks so much, everybody, for hanging out. I always appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you another time. So take care of yourself. Have a great one. And I'll be around. Tomorrow is Monday, of course. So, hey, what can we say? Have a good work week if you're working. If not, if you're on holidays, have good holidays. But yeah, I'll be around. All right, so here's Timber stuff. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Have a good one, and bye bye.